Welcome to Cooper's TV. I want to say welcome to Jim Heath, the Reverend Horton Heat.
Well, yeah, that was kind of a nickname given to me, but that really wasn't my idea. You know, I worked at a club. I was a sound guy, and this club owner had nicknames for everybody. And for some reason, he called me Horton. And then he said, "You know, Horton, I'm going to give you a gig." You know, he heard me playing and singing my songs, and you know, I'm up on stage setting up my amp, and he walks up there and he said, "Your stage name is going to be Reverend Horton Heat, okay?" And I said, "No, that's not okay." Reverend? He had listed it in the papers without asking me. He had run it in, made flyers that I didn't notice this Reverend thing, but he promoted the show. There were like 40 or 50 people.
I want to ask you about the craft firstly of writing songs.
For me, a song just kind of hits me from outer space, and so, but it'll be an idea. It'll be either a song title, or it'll be a little lyric, you know, maybe a little phrase, or then sometimes it'll be a melody line. You know, I'll just hear a melody line, or just kind of start singing something. And usually the first part of the song, the outer space section, it hits you, and just all of a sudden you're doing all this stuff. Well, this is pretty cool, but then you hit a point where it's not coming from outer space anymore. It's like coming from just hard work.
Hard craft.
That can be really difficult because sometimes it just doesn't quite work out like you thought it would be. If it's going to be a song with 3 verses, I'll try to write 5 or 6 verses, and then that way I'll get going along, and then all of a sudden I'll say, that bit in there isn't near as good as this thing over here, and then sometimes you can even fuse the two. It makes it stronger that way. When I started, I wanted to write songs that sounded just like they were from the 50s. Most rockabilly bands back then, it was all songs that were cover songs. People thought they were their own songs because there's such a depth of songs from that era. Great but obscure songs that people think that you wrote them, you know. So my idea was to write the songs myself. And so, but then as it went, you know, I figured, you know, rather than being boxed into the thing, just kind of use rockabilly and mid-century music as a platform, so where then we could try anything else. And so that's kind of enabled me to keep an open mind about what we should do.
And who are your heroes? Firstly, for songwriting.
Oh, for songwriting, maybe Willie Nelson, Johnny Cash, maybe even more than Willie Nelson. He's got a way with a lyric that just brings across an honesty that's pretty hard to top.
What about your other hero, Jerry Lee Lewis?
What I love about him is his music, but I mean, a lot of people don't realize how really, really wild he was. He did some crazy stuff, but I reached a point in my life where I was saying, you know, if I'm going to try to emulate Jerry Lee Lewis, I need to make sure that I focus on emulating his music and not his lifestyle, because, well, for one thing, that's not me. You got to be yourself. You can't go do that.
Every which way, side to side. It ain't complicated if you follow the rules.
And has your performance style changed over the years?
Well, yeah, we've changed in the respect that you know, we're still really high energy, but the antics, we had to stop the antics because it got to be, we were getting injured in ways that would end your career if you were a rugby player. Well, jumping off the stage into the crowd, jumping on the bar, going out in the street, falling down. You know, we were always getting injured. So we kind of
toned it down.
Yeah, toned it down, but you know, honestly, that's what's important to us is the music, is not the antics. And so, you know, we still drink, we still have fun if we want to, but these people that, you know, that live up to the rock star mentality, you know, the guy does drugs and he crashes his car and he's always getting this and that, and I know from personal experience that those people are highly annoying to be around. They're ridiculous jerks, and they're not musicians. You know, you're crashing your car is not playing music. That's right. And so.
Hey, one question I have been asking everyone is your best gig.
I do remember there was a little 2-week period in there where we played. The largest crowd we ever played to was 32,000 people, and we played with Soundgarden, 9 Inch Nails, and Marilyn Manson opened up for us that day. And then 2 weeks later, probably the best gig we ever did, we opened up for Johnny Cash at the Fillmore. And so that night, you know, I was sitting there thinking and getting to meet Johnny Cash and June Carter and get to be friends with, and I'm still friends with a couple of guys in his band and everything. So that was cool, but I was thinking, you know, we're covering a lot of ground here to go from 9 Inch Nails to Johnny Cash, and, you know, so that was kind of a fun little time.
Incredible. Well, Jim, thank you so much.
Sure, absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jim.
Okay.
Fantastic.